So we're back here on Humankind. So going on from last episode, so our goal for this is to attempt to sort of coerce this neutral nation to join us, and also we want to shore up our borders, get some military going. We're working on the Temple of Artemis to get some bonuses to stability and faith. I think afterwards we might work on Stonehenge, and then we're going to probably start getting some infrastructure buildings down. It's also worth noting we have met this the Boer clan here, so we've got the Persians apparently. These we've left off on turn 69 last time. Nice. So we'll move on, roll over to turn 70 now.
This will be a blessing for all parties. I accept.
We have to do this again.
So, we've got a trade agreement now with the Boer clan,
I have a proposal.
and they want a trade deal.
Glorious. Let it be so.
So the good news is that they're afraid of us. The Boers are hesitant, and the Yellow Roses are suspicious. They're also, and this is also a point, isn't it? So we looked at these before. We know that the Yellow Roses are traitorous. They're treacherous and vindictive. The Brown Bears are cruel risk takers, and the Boers are loyal, committed, and wary, which is probably why they're hesitant. So we can probably ally with this clan. So this civilization we can probably ally with. The others we should be wary of. They might be more prone to going to war. And we can now embark. So, let's see what we can see across the sea. Also in the meantime, so we can patronize the independent people. Violent armies will not attack you anymore and will benefit from their resources. So we can basically become their patron, will not be attacked, and we can start trading. So I'm going to spend, since we're getting now 72 influence a turn and over 100 gold per turn. I'm going to spend a bit of money. The state of the city-state matches that of its independent people, and at its zenith in its case. But this state will not last forever. Soon enough they will decline before eventually collapsing. If an independent people's city is under your influence, when its status changes to declining, you will be able to assimilate. So, and any defenders or armies will pass into your hands. The possibility is obtained, making the assimilated people's choice of the independent people's civic. Okay. These people have a city. Violent. The armies of this violent independent people will attack on sight. So we'll keep pumping some into that there. You control 3 out of 3 possible cities that you can simultaneously administer. So at the moment we cannot found any new cities. So if we want to control the 4th, we'll have to raise that cap. So we cannot from this point on create new cities. We can only put outposts down. So going from here, probably want a decent bit of production. To food, to industry. I'm wondering if this is like civilization where you get the bonus that you place your city on. And I do believe we will, yes. So yeah, it's recommended that we settle here or here. Here we lose 3 food but gain 3 industry, well, production. So we want to do that because I think you want a decent balance to begin with. You don't want to go all in on just food because then you'll not be able to produce any of the buildings and infrastructure you need, I think. But we are going to put a city down there. Not city, sorry, outpost. And we'll try to keep... Ah, we are being plundered. Okay. That's an issue. We've got a lot of extra gold lying about, so I can probably put a lot of it into there. Slaves. Do we have a civic point? We do. So we can have criminal slaves. Those who break our laws will become vassals for the empire. Industry on Commons Quarter. This moves us towards homeland, so we become more nationalist. Oh no, is this moving us... Oh no, it's moving us more globalist, I guess? Yeah. And this would move us to be... And we've got a little glitch in the text there. One bonus population on ransacking if we go with war slaves. And that makes us more nationalist. Now, we will be wanting to do a lot of ransacking because we are playing as the Huns at the moment. So this might not be a bad idea. So we could enact that, seeing as we are Huns. Yes, we need to probably do something about that. In fact, I believe I'm going to go and even buy a few units to get us out of that. And we'll end our turn there. And we'll explore a bit more of this territory that we've just claimed. It's not bad. We've got a lot of forest, we can probably get a decent bit of industry, and we've got a strategic resource that we don't recognise yet, as well as some pearls. Quite a few pearls, actually. A harbour here would do quite well. Now remember, because we're the Huns, we can't attach this outpost to a city yet. So it will be kind of just left as is for the meantime. In fact, we'll move these towards here and we'll start scouting again further to the east here. But I think we might need to get in boats if we want to go any further than this, but of course we now can. We've got a nice feet star. It will be 5 turns before they've finished ransacking, so we will get this done in time. Okay. Work is proceeding on the magnificent new wonder. What should be a source of pride in the local population, however, is now causing much dread. A terrified citizen has approached your court to tell you that the city's head priest intends to bury alive 100 random citizens near the base of the structure, to bring good fortune and pacify the gods. What is your reaction to these plans? So we can lose population, but gain faith, moving more towards tradition. We can stop them, and we won't lose any population, or we can swap out the people for animals to be sacrificed. We'll lose food, but our units will be cheaper for a number of turns. We'll switch, and that should... So we've got that for 10 turns. We'll be finished with this in 3, and then we can probably construct our next army. So, let's have a look. We'll end our turn there. And we've researched philosophy. So we've got a stronger overall chance of winning this. We'll confirm the battle. And we'll end our deployment there. So our Hunnic horses can act a second time after attacking, and they are ranged units as well, so we can literally go in, plink away at them with our bows. We're quite strong as well, we're doing a decent bit of damage, and remember we've got 3 units here. We unfortunately have almost no range, however. We have to be literally next to them. But the advantage is, of course, is that we can keep moving around like this. So now they'll come in and try to attack us. They'll lose a bit of health themselves. However, we can now just shoot away at them. Right, we'll confirm our battle. Archers are relatively weak, even to other archers, so we should be able to pull this off quite easily. We'll move our unit back, move in the next unit of horse riders, fire away, and that's got them. We've retaken our territory and asserted ourselves over, what's this? Kurigalzu? Kurigalzu? So, we want to try and become the patron of them. So we need to be first here, and we need to move up to the end here. So I think if we can... Why am I second now? Why is it reset that? Is it maybe because I attacked them? It may well be. So it looks like these might now be peaceful to us. Well, I'll keep my armies here, put them stationed, and we've got another as well over here. So these are the peaceful ones. That's probably where these units are from. And we need to produce something over in this settlement here. So it could go +7 science, -2 food. Right. Let's go for... Odd. Let's have a look. Let's have a look here. Trying to figure out which I could go for here. I'm a bit torn. I'm a bit wary about putting down a farm quarter here. And it's only going to give me +6. But a production quarter is going to do more harm than good in most areas. But I could put a science quarter down. Let's try with that, and we'll end our turn there. Fortifications researched, Era Star unlocked, a new wonder can be claimed. We've got another world deed for building a wonder, because we've finished the Temple of Artemis. Lovely. So that's why all of that's been popping up and going a bit wild, eh? Let's have a look. So we could put a science quarter down here, but it's going to strip away a lot of food. We could put some industry down. It'll again strip away food, but give us a small industry boost. We haven't put a harbour down yet, have we? Now we've got one down here, so it will be up here. And these will all do the same, more or less. In that case, we'll just put that there. And of course, yeah, it's just telling us there that we can buy it out for a certain amount of money. So if we want to rush production, we can use gold to be able to do that. Meanwhile, over here we should get some of these built and start exploiting these resources. We can actually buy some of this out, so I'll buy one of them. Seeing as we are just amassing large amounts of influence now, I think it's time that we probably as well build a second wonder. So I'm going to claim Stonehenge, and then we'll save up for another, and we'll queue this up. And we'll build it over here where we've just got a one production tile just dotted here. I think it'll look nice on that hill. So that will take 8 turns for harbour, and then a while for Stonehenge. And if I'm definitely, we can't do that. Just well, if we're now saving up for that wonder, it's not going up loads, but we'll Blades of Empire. Army composition. Let's have a look. We can't do anything with this now, but we can either go for conscripts or professional soldiers. So do we want them to be cheaper or additional strength? Oh, that reminds me as well. Nearly a misplay here. I was going to, well, we're getting sacrificing. We're still getting it for 7 turns. We'll quickly build a few more units very quickly. And I think with that, we'll move on to the next turn. Right, let's have a look at this next turn then. So, we've got... what have we got then? We have a unit here we want to move up. And we've got... we need to pick a project for this this place here, so... I guess we'll go for a little bit of production. Build that up. Okay, so we've now got some more units here that are being built. We'll just keep them stationed. And we'll begin moving our scouts ahead, and we've found some more land here from the looks of it. So we don't want to remain in deep waters there. The Greeks and the yellow team, the Yellow Roses, have subjugated the Greeks here, so the purple towers have been subjugated in a foreign war. And the yellow team are gaining renown for being a world-renowned merchant. So they look like... and another war's over. Surprisingly, one of the few civs that aren't in a war at the moment, us. Interesting. Right. We've already built the industry sector there. This is a bit more like it, +7. They feel differently about us. They're now aggressive. Well, isn't he nice? And we've got the technology that we'd queued up. Okay. So moving towards medieval, slowly but surely. We can lock a new quarter. I think we should also go for some science and faith up there. We'll maybe just queue what we can. Until we reach end of the area there. They'll now tolerate skirmishers.
What can I do for you?
But we also have closed borders. Armies are unable to enter other territories attached to the Empire's cities. Exchange of ideas and beliefs between the empires is limited. So if they're not attached to a city, does that mean we can go in? So I might be able to go into areas that are just outposts, perhaps. Unsure. Start assimilation. We can do it. And this becomes a city. Very nice. +9 science on that one. Yes, please. We can get +6 science on these tiles, as well as 14 food. Though perhaps before we do all of that, it may be prudent to start with industry to get us a bit of a speed boost on it. Okay. annual festival in the capital added a foot race to the revelries. The short race is popular among the worshippers and has given you an idea. During this time of peace, there is danger of the Empire's armies losing their edge. This single race could be expanded into a series of games, where rival cities and fighting units send athletes to compete against each other for prestige. What type of games do you wish to promote, though? Stamina, strength, and mind. So, strength, stamina, mind. We can get ferocious for combat strength for 10 turns. Additional movement for 10 turns. Or additional science for 10 turns. We are currently at peace, so science is probably the best option. So we'll have a big chess tournament or something, I guess. Right, we'll end that unit's turn. We've met the Babylonians. So we've got the orange dragons.
This is an interesting offer that you make.
They've immediately gone for a trade agreement.
Not every day brings news like this. Let's seize the moment.
They're adaptive, open-minded, and they don't forget grievances against them. They keep their first culture for the whole game. So these will always be the Babylonians. Alright. Interesting. It's still got one notification. Okay, let's... I think we can ally with a few of these. But I think we are going to have to go to war with the yellow team at some point. They're right on our border. They're being aggressive. Could be an issue. A filthy, wretched man has come to your empire, claiming to be a descendant of one of the ancient rulers of Diokurigalzu. Without fear in front of your whole court, he boldly tells you that his people are owed great restitution for the great offences you carried out against his ancestors. However, he is willing to forego this redress, on condition you fulfill a divine prophecy and let him lead Diokurigalzu. He promises that fulfilling the prophecy will see riches come to the city. Deny him, and he promises to bring war and famine to your empire. Oh, this is the 3 peoples we took over. Okay. Redress. Restitution will be shared among all the descendants, many who bravely fight in our armies. We get movement speed. Accede. His talk of prophecies will never hamper rational thought, but commerce will flourish. So we'll get money and science for 10 turns. Or we can belittle. To amuse the court, we ridicule the man and send him on his way. And we get stability. This will make us move towards globalization. This will move us towards collectivism. And that will move us towards globalization. We'll go for the gold and science. Seems like the most reasonable thing there. Let's have a look then. We've got... we can go more industry. Though probably a better idea might be more science now. he says, as all the nearby tiles give you terrible amounts of science. Maybe it's time for infrastructure in that case. Put up one of these to give us some stability control. Why is it putting that? I already placed it. Okay, we'll just work on the garrison. Maybe it's because it's shared, maybe it's building this one over here with these. Perhaps that's the idea. Now let's not get lost at sea. Let's see if we can go down here. And I think we're ready to move towards, once we've got this next star, to get some more fame points, we'll move towards the next era, and I think we can call it there. Commons Quarter. So this would give us stabilization. So it'd stabilize things and give us influence. So we'll put that there. With multiple cultures and peoples, the Empire finds itself linguistically fragmented. Some in far-flung regions complain that their concerns and grievances cannot be fully understood by the distant masters. Administration from the capital is difficult when some regions speak other languages. Should we force all administrators across the land to speak the common tongue? It will cost us 100 gold, but we get plus 10 money for 10 turns. And that moves us towards nationalism. We can yield, moving towards globalization, or invent a new language that will be created for all our empire's from all our empire's cultures. This will give us additional science for 10 turns and move us towards progressivism. So this just moves you towards nationalism. You'll eventually, oh mind you, it gives you prosperous on 4 cities for 10 turns, so we'll get 400 gold back, so plus 300 net. Whereas here we'll lose money but gain that science. We'll go for the invention, and we can go into more population. To the next era. I think we'll move over when we've got that next star. Eke out that little bit of extra fame. We can vote in a civic. We will go towards professional soldiers that are tougher. The yellow team of forbidden trade And the Greeks now feel differently. They are jealous.
The strength to do what I want to do to you.
So, in the town of Sus, ooh, peaceful in decline. You may not patronise it or hire its arms anymore. As you can see, it has started its decline phase, and it will soon collapse. And we can we? We can do that? Okay. Do we gain a penalty for this? We lose 30 influence per turn. I can take that hit. Alright, let's put this down to gain more influence per turn. Get some of that back. Wow, that'll put a hell of a... Plus 25 stability and 3 influence per turn, but we lose 3 food. Already has a district on it. What is that district? Farmer's Quarter. It only gives us 3 food though. Better to have this on it then. I can put some science quarters over there. Right. Well, we'll start like that. In fact, what are we lacking here actually? Not lots. We're getting a good amount of everything really. It's a good city actually, that. Rhetoric has been researched. And I think we've got that other star. It might now be time to have a look at what we can move into. So, medieval era. We've already got the Byzantines, so the brown bears are a bit ahead. They're the only ones who are though. So we can remain as the Huns. I don't think we will be doing. Aztecs, militarists. We can have industry cost for, so modify unit industry cost by -25, so cheaper units, and we get a sacrificial altar for faith, stability and influence per adjacent district, and we can sacrifice population. We get jaguar warriors. I don't really need massive amounts of stability and faith. I'm not overly fussed about that. It's not bad. Not bad. Like a legendary swordsman unit. We've got the Franks. We can have... I will say it does make me giggle a bit here that they're saying that the Aztecs are knocking about in the same era as, you know, the Franks. It's like, yeah, I think historically one of those is definitely outmatched by the other. Right. So, food from city or outpost. These are asphetes, so they're about influence. We can get a scriptorium for faith, science, and influence, and they get heavy cavalry. So yeah, we can go with those. Ghanaians for mercantile. Money per number of access to luxury resources. We have a few luxury resources, but not loads. And I think our money's doing fine at the moment. Teutons, if we want to expand. I'm already stretched to my limits on that regard, so Teutonic Knights, pretty Pretty beastly those, aren't they? Looks pretty good. Faith per district, influence minus stability, and faith per adjacent. Builders, so we can have industry per workers on city or outpost. We can get food per district, industry per population, industry per adjacent river. I don't think we have loads of rivers though knocking about, so. But we get these elephant units, which are ranged. They can move and fire, so there's some decent units to them. So that might be a decent call. We can go as the English. The plough is mightier than the sword. Oh, I should be reading these quotes out as well as we go. So, all will think the world splits asunder upon hearing our steeds. May we witness the sun rise in 1,000 lands. To do what is right, we must know what is right. Our markets hold all the wonders of the senses. Let justice be done through the world, though the world perish. A mountain never has two tigers. I'm assuming this is some proverb I've not heard of or something. It's a reference to some proverb or something, I don't know. The plough is mightier than the sword. So we get industry on the farmer's quarter, so these are agrarian. We get the mother's milk and land of plenty abilities again. We get a stronghold, which increases the range by 2 for any range units that are standing upon it. Give us a load of district fortification and combat strength for units adjacent. And we get longbowmen, which have, looks like 4 range, movement of 4, 32 strength. Right. So we get a powerful ranged unit. We can go as the Mongols, which I think are like the next version of the Huns. They're sort of like the next era equivalent. So we still get our order that we've currently got, so we can't attach outposts still. That could be an issue. But we get Mongol hordes that have that nomad bonus. The Umayyads. So in the mosques we pray, in the libraries we record. Oh, and Mongols is wind through the hair, blood on the blade. That is enough. So these are a science nation. We get science per number of territories on all cities. A grand mosque for 3 science per number of territories. And we get a cavalry unit. Drains additional stability during sieges. Norsemen. The enemy's coastlines are long, and we are many. Stormborn. Naval movement speed and combat strength. We can build Norsts. Or Naust. Naust, I think that. Food for coasts and lakes, money from ransacking on empires, farmers slots on city or outposts, replace, so it's a harbour upgrade, and the Langskip. So we get our Viking longships, they ignore the deep water penalties, naval transport ranged, combat naval unit, must have line of sight, so it's a ranged unit, replaces land units which embarked across ocean tiles. So our embarked units become sort of makeshift naval units. So they probably are really good for raiding then in that case. I'm torn, I think, between the idea of going as the English, because longbowmen, and just plinking away at people. But Mongol horde with that nomad bonus is going to be quite funny. However, Vikings, but I don't think there's enough water to really take advantage of that around me. We want to be able to take out the yellow faction next, so probably either Mongols, or if we don't intend to go to war, we could go English, or even just go super defensive and put like strongholds with longbowmen in them, just dotted about, and just hold the line. Which was the one which gave us bonuses for each? Yeah, this would give us a lot of science bonuses for our territory though, which wouldn't be too bad a shout, but we do seem to be doing very well on science at the moment, so I don't know if we need a bonus. We really need to have something for a war. So something for a war would... ooh, this gives us ransack gains. Do I currently have ransack gains? I do not. So I produce more units as I ransack, but here I would gain more from ransacking. I think that just has the ability to just become way more... That could become very funny, that. So I'm going to confirm that in.
Wisdom and technical innovation from earlier eras bring humankind new knowledge, and we immediately use it to find new ways to kill each other off. Greater empires build more powerful armies, but brute strength may be defeated by superior innovations. It is brains versus brawn, with ever richer cities as tempting spoils for the victor.
Right. We'll look like we've got... So it looks like we're the second ones in. Just as the brown bears have gone as well from the looks, because it will just tell me there that they've gone to Byzantine, so they might be a turn ahead. We've got another nation here who are in decline. We could start assimilation. But I don't think we can't hold that territory really, and it will drain our influence. So perhaps not. But I think we'll probably end here. I think I'll, just before we go, I'll very quickly see what we've got with this landmass here. Interesting. So we might have another continent just over here. But we are expanding quite nicely. Oh, no, I don't want to go over there. Click away from, right. So we're expanding quite nicely here. But we do want to start... I will admit, I think that this yellow nation has spread itself very thin. They're a bit noodly along here, and it looks like the purples are behind there. So it might not be too difficult to defend, seeing as we're all we're not noodly here. We're quite cemented in this area. I think if I could get an army stationed here, another one attacking through here, and another going through this area, this passage, and hold those areas off, whilst also keeping some units along this border, perhaps even moving in and taking this territory, we could win a land war. So we are nearly 100 turns in, we're on 93. I'll set the production for this next. So we've just finished our commons quarter. There's nowhere really... What resources we're getting here? So yes, these are all providing food if we can just get to them. I suppose I could put some industrial quarters here and here. And though they're not very good now, when they've got adjacency bonuses for being next to each other, we might be able to then get a decent bonus on these. Because remember, if I put one here, not only will this one get a bonus for being next to it, this one will get an additional production as well. So I could have lots of production here, then start building out farmland here with farm quarters. That could be a decent shout, that. But we will end it there. And I'll remember to put it as a new save, because it seems to keep deleting them if you don't, for whatever reason. Yep, there we go. And we'll cut it there. I'll see you next time. Thank you very much for watching.